Welcome to the Diva Details. Welcome to the Diva Details, where bold, confident women embrace life unapologetically. From love and sex to wellness and reinvention, we keep it raw, real, and powerful. No filters, no limits. Just fearless conversations to help you thrive. Let's dive in with Diva Mia and Diva Cat.
Hello, this is Diva Mia. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the 5 most important people that you should have surround yourself with. We've been talking a lot about leveling up and growing who we are as a person. We grow with other people. We are social creatures. It's very important to make sure that the 5 people that you have closest to you are of growth mindset. That is one of the most important things you can ever do. Those 5 people will help you grow or they'll hamper you. I tell my kids all the time, I said, make sure your friends, the people you keep in your inner circle, are people that will make you a better person. If they're not, they shouldn't be in your inner circle. They need to be people that are growth-minded people that are not complainers, people that are not whiners. Those types of people are people that will hold you back because you'll constantly be trying to help them out. I don't care who you are. People like to help other people. The goal is to grow you, not to grow everyone else and sacrifice yourself in the meantime. What we're going to discuss today is if you really want to level up, if you really want to grow into the best possible version of you, you need to think about growing to your fullest potential. And what does that require? It requires having a really good group of people around you. People that you should have as like a growth-minded person that helps you architect your future. It could be a mentor. It can be a coach, a visionary. Heck, it could be a spouse. Someone that sees you and wants you to help take you to the next level. Even if you can't. I mean, this is a growth-minded person that's going to look at you and say, you know what, I can help you grow to the next level. Now, people that are mentors and coaches, they tend to not want to work with people that are whiners and complainers. If you're a whiner and a complainer, they're going to move on to someone else to help because if you don't want to help yourself, you're never going to get help at all. The other thing is that they can help you to be accountable for what you're doing in life. They can help you with your mindset. They're going to be a motivator in your life. Sometimes you have to pay for them. What I challenge you to do is get a piece of paper. You can list 5, you can list up to 10 people that help you grow. And the better quality of these people, the more you're going to grow. And this list may change. It's not a fixed list. It's just right now, who are the 5 most influential people to help you grow? Now, if you put on there someone that maybe is a family member or a friend, and that person is not helping you grow, you need to really take that into consideration. It may be time to replace them. I know personally, I am working on right now redoing my group of 5. I think it's an ever-evolving list of people that you associate with. Sometimes there's people on your list that rub you the wrong way, that give you an idea of who they were, and when you really get to know them, you see a different picture, and you may need to let them go. You need people that are going to be honest with you. So another person has to be able to tell you the truth, and this person, you're going to want them to tell you the truth no matter what, even if it hurts. They're not just going to hold you accountable. They're going to call you out, hopefully in a loving way, maybe not, when you do something wrong. This is going to disrupt your comfort zone. I mean, I keep saying you got to get out of that miserably comfort zone. Comfort, guys, is not a place to hang out. And a truth teller will tell you when you're sitting on apathy or you're taking the easy route instead of taking the right route. A lot of times the easy route's not the right route. The person that you're looking for with that's a truth teller is going to have really strong integrity. They're going to have emotional intelligence. They're going to be really good at talking to you, maybe even to other people. They will not be a people pleaser at all. I have a truth teller in my life right now, and she is amazing. She will call me on my BS, even if she might be wrong sometimes, but she'll call me out if she thinks I'm doing something and taking the easy road. Sometimes I agree with her, sometimes I don't, and sometimes she just says something I disagree with, but it sparks something in me that allows me to then look inward and actually find the real root cause of the problem. I hope to keep her in my life forever, actually. She's been very beneficial to me. Then you have those encouragers. These are your cheerleaders. The encouragers are the people that are going to be supportive. They're going to be the ones that remind you of how amazing you are. They're going to know that growth is hard. but they're going to support you at whatever you do. These aren't the people that are going to tell you the truth, though, but they're going to encourage you when maybe you're having a rough day. This, a lot of times, will be a spouse. It could be, a really good friend or a new boyfriend or something like that, but it's somebody that's going to hopefully guide you into your brilliance. But make sure they're not going to be the person that when you have a bad day, you run to every time, because if you had a bad day, let's figure out what lesson we learned. So if you have a bad day, it might be time to go back to the truth teller, not always the encourager. And this can be the same person. Maybe the truth teller sometimes is also your encourager. And then you also need to have a collaborator. This is a person that you can build with. I have a great partner at Diva Details that we're building a great organization together with right now. It's evolving. She's helping me push limits in different ways, in ways I hadn't thought of. And this collaborator sometimes is not always that helpful, but sometimes she pushes me beyond what I thought I could do. A collaborator is great. It's usually a work colleague, but it's not always. It's going to be, it's going to be maybe in your industry. It could be somebody in your Facebook friend group. It could be someone that you have online at class. All of these 5 people, just so you know, don't have to be local. They can be international. They can be national. That's why the 5 people that you make your list of to help you grow, this is a life growth. Maybe you're in a family that's tough. Maybe not in the wealthiest area, or you're just starting out in life, or you're just starting to grow. You still need to look for these 5 people. These 5 people will help you, and they don't have to be local. In fact, sometimes you can't find anybody in your family that's positive. I've been there before. You have to be looking outwards for those 5 people. They're just going to help you grow. And then there's the person that helps ground you. A lot of times this is a soulmate or a friend, and a soulmate doesn't have to be your partner. It can be just a friend. It could be your husband, it could be your wife, but they're going to help nourish your soul. Sometimes it's spiritually, sometimes it's physically, and sometimes it's emotionally. They're usually there right when you need them. It seems like they help heal you or ground you when you're having a terrible time, and they just help you reconnect. I have friends like this in other states. I will say they've been such a blessing to me on my journey, because burnout's real. You're going to go through burnout. You're going to have tough times in life. And every once in a while, you're going to fall, and you're going to fall hard. And when you fall, you're going to need someone to help you get back up. Sometimes it's for a long period of time. Sometimes the falls are harder. And sometimes you just need a little hand to get up, and then you can soar again. They should be people that bring you peace and that remind you that there's balance in the world. They might be a spiritual person. Sometimes they're the opposite sex. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's just a therapist or your yoga teacher or an energy healer. They tend to be wise in life and grounded and definitely have emotional intelligence. And then you could also have another person that helps you go over your plans and grow and set goals. They can be there to challenge you. I have a friend that's a truth teller that I did a vision board with. And we set our goals together, and then we challenged each other's goals. A lot of times you're going to find when you set your goals, you're limiting yourself because of past limiting beliefs. When you set goals, dream big. You only have one life. You might as well dream and shoot for the stars. Now, when you're figuring out your circle, you're going to want to write it down. These people don't have to be your best friends. However, I do recommend highly that the people you keep as your best friends and the people that you're hanging out with have a lot of these traits. Because you shouldn't be hanging out with anyone that's bringing you down. You shouldn't be allowing anyone in your life that's manipulating you. You shouldn't be allowing anyone in your life that makes you feel unsafe. If someone's shown you who they are, and then you get glimpses of that person, again, even if you've tried to tell them you didn't like that behavior, you need to believe them. Make sure that the 5 people that you have around you, whether it's friends, family, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, etc., that coaches, therapists, that they are top notch, because you want to grow yourself to be top notch. You got to strategize this list. It's not something that just happens. I think in life, a lot of times we allow friends into our lives just because they're there, just because we work with them, just because we met them and started dating them and like them, but then we put up with stuff from that we don't really appreciate. You really have to be selective on who you let into your world. And there's been friends that I've just started to let go because they don't give me peace. They don't give me joy, they give me drama. And I have a lot going on in my life. I don't need other people's drama to add to it. And then there's the friends that you talk to, and every single time you talk to them, there's a problem. Every time you talk to them, they never have good days. Everything is always going wrong for them, and they can't see through to see the light and the blessing that they're living every day just by living. Those are the people you may need to let go. And I'm not saying you can't be there for friends, but you shouldn't be everybody's therapist. Your circle has to be protected. You got to choose wisely for these people. You should be contacting these people at least once a week. If it's a spouse, I hope you're talking to them every day. If it's a boyfriend, maybe every other day. But I hope that you're actually communicating with all of these people on a regular basis. One of the things you need in these people is they need to be able to see the potential in you, and then you should be helping them grow too. There is some reciprocity in these relationships, but if you can challenge your thinking and challenge your comfort zone, you can grow. They should be able to give you strategic advice and be confident and clear. And the funny thing is one person in your group may give you advice to go one way, and another person may say go a completely opposite direction. You need to weigh their opinions and ask them why, and they will help you grow. One of the biggest things I think is emotional intelligence. This is hard to find in people these days, I will say. A lot of people are so wrapped up in their phones, and they're so wrapped up in their online media, and they're so into constantly posting that they've lost emotional intelligence. They've lost the ability to connect on a meaningful way, and they're just all into themselves. And they forget that you need to be able to communicate with other people and care and be empathetic. That's part of emotional intelligence. You need to be honest and direct, but you can do it in a caring way. You should be unafraid to give constructive feedback. I have at times realized that sometimes my constructive feedback is not wanted, and then I have to pull back. But I try to do it in a way that is not hurtful. Some people can't take it though, but if they can't take it, they shouldn't be asking for your feedback. I would say don't offer feedback unless someone asks, unless you see someone going down a dangerous road that's really going to harm them. Integrity for me is a core value. I want someone that's going to be honest. I want someone that's going to be loving. I want someone that's going to have integrity, that's going to be truthful, and that's not going to lie to me. If someone doesn't have those traits, I don't want them in my group at all. I don't want them in my friend group. And it's kind of interesting watching people talk. You can see people that badmouth their friends, that badmouth their spouses. I don't want them in my group. I even had a friend that was talking about something that they did and joking that they told a lie in order to get what they wanted, and it worked. It was such a red flag for me, because I'm not into liars. I don't want liars in my life. If you're lying to someone to manipulate them in order to get what you want, I don't really want you around. I'm eliminating those types of people from my life too. I'm not perfect, and I get it. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm just saying if you want to elevate, why are you hanging out with the same people that bring you down? Why are you hanging out with people that manipulate other people to get what they want? You be damned. I want people in my life that are empathetic to my situation because I give other people empathy. I want people that are honest with me because I give honesty and direct communication constantly. I want people that don't lie to me because I don't lie to them. I want people to help me grow into who I should be. And I have a lot of growth to do. I want people to call out if I have a blind spot in an area and I'm not looking through a problem correctly. When you collaborate on this level, other people can help you grow in amazing ways. And then you also want to have people around you that are going to celebrate you when you win. I was in a relationship that was very smothering for a while. I would mute myself and I would hide my accomplishments. And it really wasn't because I was embarrassed of them. It was more because it caused conflict. Because when I achieved, they would make it about them and how poor them and how they're not getting ahead. I don't want people in my life like that. I want people that when you celebrate, they will celebrate you when you actually achieve something. Someone that will celebrate you and your wins. And they'll be happy for you in a genuine way. Some people will act like they're celebrating, but behind your back, they're jealous and they'll talk badly about you. You don't want people like that. You want people that'll celebrate your wins and that you can celebrate their wins, and together you just keep elevating. You also want someone that can offer some emotional comfort when you do have setbacks. That's why I think it's important to have a spouse that's supportive. If you can have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that supports you, this will go so far in helping you grow. There's an old saying that behind every good man is a good woman, and that good woman is a supportive person. And I also think behind every good woman is a good man, and the man should be supportive of her as well. I think when you have a partnership like that, the sky is the limit. You both will grow into amazing, amazing areas. And I think that loyalty is number one. If you have a friend that's always got your back, then good on you. And you should always have their back. You should never let anyone belittle or make fun of your friends. And you should always have their back, and they'll always have yours. And if they don't, if they make fun of you, if they talk badly about you, they shouldn't be a friend. They should believe in you even when you doubt yourself. Now, here's the thing. When we have even acquaintances in our life that we go out in a friends group, like maybe you go out typically in a group of 3 or 4 people, and you have somebody in that friends group that's constantly bad-mouthing one of the people, one bad apple can spoil an entire bushel. A single negative friend can influence the group negatively. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a business relationship, heck, at work. You know, there's the old saying at work to hire slow and fire fast. So if you find somebody that is toxic or harming the group at work, you should get rid of them. People need to learn to grow up. If they're polluting their surroundings, then you shouldn't be associating with them. They can go hang out with the other people that like to pollute their surroundings. You'll know when a friend is bad if you have to hide your success. You'll know when a friend is bad if they're not honest. And if they're joking about lying, they're not honest. If they don't listen to what you have to say, they don't pay attention, or they're always on their phone, that's not a good friend, guys. And there's the friends that want to compete with you. Every time you do something, it's always a competition, and they're not supporting you. You don't want people like that around you. It's red flags to have friends like that. It's also red flags to have friends that are late all the time or have inconsistent behavior. You can't trust people like that. Remember that. If you have problems like that, you're going to get a gut feeling. You might even have dreams about them being negative. You're going to get a gut feeling that this person is not a good friend. And when they're not a good friend, it's just time to let them go. They can go find friends somewhere else, but you're trying to elevate. You're trying to level up. You're trying to build your resilience and your self-worth, and you don't need friends that are going to knock you down. You need friends that are going to lift you, that are going to show you have positivity, that are going to have kindness, that are going to be consistent and loyal and non-judgmental. Judgy friends aren't the ones, although sometimes that judgy friend can be a truth teller, but just because they're a truth teller doesn't mean you have to do everything they say. I have myself gotten exhausted by trying to help out friends. I've lent friends money, which you shouldn't really do. I have taken care of friends and family in ways that you cannot imagine. I have bent over backwards, draining my cup time and time again till I had nothing left to give. I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm too important. My self-worth is worth too much. So make sure when you're driven that you find people that are also driven. I've been reflecting more and more about what do I really want to have in my life and who do I really want to spend my time with, because our time is so much more valuable than money. We have such limited time. We don't even know if we have tomorrow. So we need to value every day we spend. Stop wasting your time with people that aren't worthy of it, because you need to elevate and find those people that are worthy to spend time with you. Those people should value mutual success. They should challenge you without their ego, so that when you're achieving, they're happy. When they're achieving, you're happy. It's a reciprocity again. Sometimes it's a person that you don't even know, but you just like who they are. I met a wonderful person that is into bodybuilding, and she competes in bodybuilding competition, and she's 73 years old. She's in the bikini area. I have the pleasure now of calling her a friend. I don't know if she's going to be completely in my inner circle, but I know that she is the type of person that I want to keep around me. I admire her in so many ways, and she's so positive and uplifting. Those are the types of people you need. If you're out of shape, why are you hanging out with 5 people that are out of shape if you want to get into shape? If you want to live longer, why are you hanging out with smokers and drinkers? If you want to grow in your business, why are you hanging out with people in the mailroom? You should be trying to learn from the people up above you. These are basic thoughts that you should be having and asking yourself. If you want to be wealthy, why are you hanging out with people that are on welfare? It doesn't make sense. You need to either start reading books, you need to start talking to people that are wealthy, you need to start connecting. You need to be open to connecting with people that are above you. Now, I think to be well-rounded, it's really important to have friends that are in shape. And you may have 5 circle of friends that are like super fitness people, and they help you grow in the fitness arena. So you need to find those people that will help you grow. If you want to be a bodybuilder, go find 5 bodybuilders that you want to be friends with and see what you can learn from them. Here's the thing. People that are grounded, people that are emotionally intelligent, if you earnestly go ask for support and help, they will help you. If they are an emotionally strong person, comfortable in themselves, they're going to help. They're going to give you their precious time because they want to help see other people grow. Because it's hard to find people with a growth mindset. It's hard to find people that really earnestly want to improve and want to grow. So when they recognize someone that's earnest, that really wants to improve themselves, they will take you under their wing. Finding a coach is a wonderful way if you need to grow in business as well. Just like you have a coach in sports, you might want to find a coach in business. And it may be that you're growing in 3 or 4 areas, so maybe you need 5 people in each area or 3 people in each area. It's for you to decide. But the 5 people closest to you have to be top notch. Find a spouse. And one of the most important things, if you are single and you're looking for a spouse partner, you need to find that growth partner because that growth partner is going to be around you all the time. If they don't have a growth mindset, being in a relationship with someone like that, they will bring you down. If they're negative now and you're not married, it's a sign you might want to move on. That's for you to decide. But remember, whoever you're partnered with will have a big impact on your future mindset. So if you partner with a negative Nancy or a negative Neil, those negativities will impact you in so many ways. And you will not reach your full potential with people like that. Going forward, I just want to let you know that you get to choose who you're with. You get to love yourself enough to find the support and the people that will help you become the best that you can become. And I hope that you're there and one of the people for someone else. I hope that you can be one of their 5 and help bring everyone up. Because if we all did this as a collective, the world would be such a better place. We would grow as a human race in ways you cannot imagine. I know this was a little deep today and a little more serious than I usually am, but I wanted to make sure that we grow together. And I'm here to help you. And hopefully one day you might be there to help me. So don't forget to like, subscribe, friend, and share this with as many people as you can to help them grow in new and profound ways. This is Diva Mia signing off. Take care. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We'd love hearing from you. Visit thedivadetails.com to connect. See you next week for more.
Diva Details podcast and website are intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. The content provided does not constitute professional, medical, financial, or legal advice. We are not licensed medical practitioners, financial advisors, or legal professional. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any financial topics discussed are based on personal opinions and experience and should not be considered professional advice. The content provided does not constitute legal advice. The Diva Details and its affiliate contributors and guests are not liable for any losses or damages arising from use of our content. The opinions expressed in the podcast are solely those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organization, sponsors, or partner. All facts discussed in the podcast are researched and accurate to the best of our knowledge at the time of recording. Information may change over time. No guarantees are made regarding the accuracy, completeness, or reliability of any statements or opinions presented. It is the responsibility of the listener to verify any and all facts that may influence their decision. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.